Hello again, everybody. This is Amorgin, and you're very welcome back to another Star Trek Fleet Command, where we're doing another video again, guys, where Scopely have completely messed it up. They've got it so wrong again. They're out there breaking their bollocks, trying to get this thing sorted out, pretending like they're not firefighting all over the place. There's blazes going up everywhere around Scopely headquarters, and the finger pointing started. The blame game has started. The morale has once again dropped within the Scopely ranks because they're pointing the fingers of blame at each other, when in actual fact the people who are responsible need to go and take a fucking good look in the mirror and ask themselves why this is happening on their watch. These are the people who think that they are above criticism. These are the small minority that work for Scopely. These are the product managers and these people with degrees that think that their bit of paper entitles them to shit on everybody and make as much money as possible at the expense of fans and employees and work colleagues and customers, and all of these other people that are out there that engage with this company over this product are getting shit on by a very small minority within this game. Something we'll come back to. I could go on all night in my criticisms about these small minority of individuals, guys, but we'll come back to that in a few minutes, maybe before the end of the video. The point of today's video is to look at this discovery. In all of the conversations that I'm having with people, there's an awful lot of dissatisfaction and unhappiness out there, partly because some people just once again are looking at convoluted content that's been messed up. It's all over the place, mixed signals, people don't know what's going on. So I've done my little bit of digging around, and we're looking at the ship here. We've already done this video, guys, with Jansen and Flando and the lads about what the ship looks like and you know, all of that, and graphically and whatever. So if you want to go and check that video out, we done that just before the actual events dropped and then got taken away again. This anomalous thing. But we were looking in anticipation towards it, and it's a couple of guys from a couple of different servers and their hopes and fears about it. So check that video out, guys, if you get a chance. And a shout out to Jansen and Flando for that, and a thank you, of course. The Discovery, guys, mixed bag as well. Of course, we'd said that it was going to be a warship and a mining ship and all of that. Some people still haven't figured it out properly. One of the things that's a bugbear for some people is the Discovery refinery. You know, just to be clear on this, many people have figured this out by now and all of that. Some people still aren't sure. Just to be clear on that, you don't get to use the Discovery refinery, folks, until you actually have the ship. So that's something that's there for the premium customers, and the likes of myself, who's free to play or largely free to play. We'll get it later on, hopefully within the battle pass and all of that. So it is available free to play. We just need to wait that little bit longer for it, and then the Discovery refinery should open up. Now, when you've got the Discovery refinery, some people are going, "It's I can't use it. What's it for? What's all the story?" Now, of course, I don't have the ship, guys, but in my understanding of it from talking to Jansen and different people like that, check out Jansen's videos, incidentally, folks, because he's a big Discovery fan and he's all over this content. So go and check out Jansen's channel. But in terms of the refinery, when you've got it and what you want to do with it, really you need to be using your ship to jump around. As I understand it, you're limited to your warp range of the ship, but you can use the mycelium to jump around the place, it seems. And with the Discovery, you just jump to a far away system immediately, and no travel time involved and all of that kind of stuff. So you need to be using that up and using your jumps to be able to refine more of the stuff and so on. So that's the way that is. When I actually build the ship, and if I find any wee nuanced things in there, I'll be sure to come back and do another video on it and maybe analyse and break it down with the community panel or something like that. But for now, guys, I suppose just to say that I don't have all of the answers on this because I don't have the ship and I'm not a very high level player, but I'm reflecting here what I'm hearing in terms of complaints. These are one of the few occasions where the free to players and the lower spenders are in complete agreement with many of the higher spenders, and unacceptable from a customer's point of view. Unacceptable. I can completely get that. I'll throw out there as well, just while we're here, a wee sample of an upgrade. A shout out to Psychosis and a thank you to him for some of the screenshots. We sample of what you're looking at in terms of upgrading the ship there as well, for those of you guys that don't have it yet and are like myself and are wondering what we're going to be faced with. But fair to say, guys, the higher level's unhappy. We're going to come back to some specifics on that in a wee moment. And I want to say, just if I've missed anything, or you've still got questions at the end of this video and you're going, Amorgin, you didn't fucking say this here, you didn't say that. Some people leave comments going, you didn't mention this, or you didn't mention that there, and whatever else. And the notes I have down in front of me, I'm following them as best I can while I waffle on. But if I've missed anything, guys, the link for Discord is below. Don't be shy. Come in and join Discord. Ask your question if there's something that you're not sure of or any of that. If we don't have the answers there on Discord for you, we'll be sure to go and try to find them or to point you in the right direction when we get a chance. So don't be afraid to come in and ask your questions, or come in and discuss some sort of element of this particular piece of content or any other part of the game, trying to sweep everything under the carpet. And they're giving us some of these stopgap events, I suppose, to fill up the space. Like we're talking about here, Context for Kings, which we're in the middle of that, and we're looking at things now where this announcement's happening here, where they're going to be bringing in this strength in numbers, and that's going to be all alliance based and all of that kind of stuff. So we'll see how all these events go, but these are really a stopgap to fill the space where they're going to go and try and fix what should have been the content in the first place. It's not all doom and gloom, I suppose. It's not all negativity towards Scopely as well, because they were very, very quick with these compensation chests. You should have got these compensation chests by now. We get a wee taste in these compensation chests about how we're going to be able to use these new currencies and new things that are coming into the game. There is still that sense of content overload in a way. It's all right, like we have to go and fix this event and whatever else. It gives us a bit of breathing space, but again, they're dumping new content on us, rushing it out there, trying to hit the targets. We're looking at people getting a bit confused about what's going on, and people then wondering, are we ever going to see the Borg content coming back? Are we going to see this other old content being brought back and streamlined and fixed in a lot of cases, so that we can go and have a positive gaming experience with Borg Madas again, or whatever it might be? And it just seems like it's constant new systems, more, repeat, reskin, and sell it all to us, and people are putting their hands in their pockets. And some of the higher levels I'm talking to, who are big enough spenders here, they're talking and advising people now to go, don't spend anything in this game at the moment while it's this kind of fuck up, because if the dollars are rolling in when they've made this kind of mess, then they're never going to learn. So people are avoiding spending significantly on this game until they see a little bit more progress on it, which is only right, I suppose. I'm not a spender, so I can't really talk to that. I try to avoid spending unless it's really, really good content that's worth the money in my book. A lot of this content, as we can see from this, I don't think it's worth any money. It's shabby, it's lazy, and it's people at the top who are putting other employees, the vast majority of the people who are genuinely trying to work on this product, some of them Trekkies, trying to deliver a good gaming experience for all of us punters out there, and these assholes with their degrees that think that they're untouchable, these product managers and whoever else is out there shitting on the wee man, sell their own grannies for the extra buck, and they don't give a shit about the player experience. Somebody should go and teach these assholes about task and process and what task and process means. And if you get caught up too much in task, something in the process gets lost. If you get too caught up in process, something in terms of the task gets lost, and you can be found procrastinating on things and all of that kind of stuff. It's a very, very commonly known thing within business, is the whole idea of the task process spectrum. These guys obviously haven't studied enough on how you deliver on a product in a timely fashion, but pay enough attention to how it's delivered and the quality at the end of it. Again, I could go on about this all night, but we're going to shorten it up, and we're going to go back to this high level stuff and what the high levels have been and the spenders have been given out about here, as well as the lower levels, where a high level would be going and following through a mission storyline. They'd come to a certain point, and the ship that they'd be attacking would be such a low level it would be pointless, and they'd just breeze on through, and it was getting a bit boring and a bit monotonous and all of that. So we were calling at one point for a little bit more of a challenge and things like this here, and they've just, once again, they've gone the opposite direction, and they've made the things bloody too tough for people to participate in. And I can feel for the guys that are up there on level 40. They don't have a G4 ship, they can't participate in some of these events, they're outraged outraged at this because some of them have spent big money on this game, and now they're precluded from being able to participate in any of this because they don't have a G4 chip and they feel like they're being forced into putting their hand into their pocket. And Scopely are very open about how they go hard on their big spenders, so this is part of what you get when you're dealing with these kind of money-hungry cowboys. The only way that I feel comfortable with it, dealing with these kind of people, is by not giving them money unless it's really worth it, as I've mentioned. But these guys, at the end of the day, they're big customers, they're big spenders. They're not being looked after. They're putting their hands in their pockets, and then they're being excluded from being able to get involved in some of these events, which is it's not on. As well as that, they're reaching these points in the mission storylines, and they're just not able to get past them. So they're not actually able to complete the events that are related to the storylines and the missions, and they're not able to get the full enjoyment out of their storylines. That's not the case at certain points on the progression arc, because if you're lucky enough like me to be at the mid-30s and have a decent strength ship, I should be able to pass all of this. I haven't completed the mission, so I'll hold judgment on that one until we come back to it. But suffice to say, guys, that this has been another balls by Scopely. This has been another mess. I'm outraged by it. I'm very frustrated by it, because I know it could be done better. We look at other games companies delivering their content in a lot better fashion, a lot more streamlined. These guys just seem to be constantly putting everybody under pressure, and then the blame game starts, and morale drops, and they're firefighting all over the place, and it's just not good. And that translates down to us as players, and we're looking at it, and there's plenty of other options out there to be able to go and pick up a game if you want to enjoy yourself and entertain yourself with pixels on a screen. There's lots and lots out there to be at, guys. So Scopely would want to learn how to value their customers. We've been saying it for over 2 years now. I'm not confident that that's going to happen going forward. Once again, we're seeing absolute outrageous and disgusting practices from some of these cowboys who get to pull the strings within this company. Enough of the ranting, guys. Enough of that for now. We'll come back at some stage in the future and cover more of this content as it progresses during this arc. I thank you to all the guys that assisted in the background for helping me get screenshots for this video and all of that. And until the next time, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Drop your comments below, come in and join us in Discord, and we'll catch you all again soon. Cheers.